इतना सा फर्क है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good morning, everyone. We welcome you for the 163rd edition of our Business Opportunity Over Chai web series.
Thank you
And
so much.
we have, yeah,
Thank
Archana,
you
please.
so much, Dheeraj. Sorry, I am so sorry. I was facing some network problem. Good afternoon, one and all. Thank you so much for joining us today for yet another informative webinar session. This is our 163rd episode of Business Opportunity with Chai webinar series. Franchise India, the brand which was established in 1999, comes under top 10 management consulting companies in India. We work on 3 basic platforms: knowledge platform, marketing platform, and transactional platform. We have served more than 4,000 brands in expanding their business with our 70 plus offices, and we have helped thousands of investors in getting the brands from us. We truly believe in partnership between brands and investors, and we welcome you to this another episode of webinar, an initiative which we took almost 7 months back to represent the brand of the day. We welcome our management team, Mr. Gaurav Maria, along with our second panel member, Ms. Sonia Chaudhary. During the course of the webinar, they'll be sharing their thought processes, their industry perspective, as well as their word of caution with each one of us. Today, we are presenting you brand Etrio. Etrio, their vision is to provide EV to all and transform environment, lives, and business. Founded in 2017, Etrio is India's leading EV player. The company brings the widest range of electric vehicle, including two-wheeler, three-wheeler, and four-wheelers, to drive affordable electric mobility. They are today offering their multi-unit franchise model with exclusive unit rights. And it's our privilege to welcome CEO and co-founder Mr. Deepak V. He's a proven entrepreneur and an auto industry leader. He has a strong experience in domain of sales, finance, and consulting. He has worked in blue chip companies like Tata Motors and Axis Bank. Thank you so much, Deepak, for joining me today to represent your brand with each and every one audience who have joined us today. Over to you, Deepak, to share your journey with us.
Thank you so much. And good morning to all. This is a great platform and very happy to be part of this and share the story of Etrio and invite various investors, partners to become a part of the Etrio growth story. So let me just start off with a quick presentation on Etrio. Anshul, if you could share the presentation. Yeah, hi. So Etrio, the journey started way back in 2017. And the vision of the company is EVs for all. We want to bring EVs to each and every individual in the country. This journey started way back in 2017 through a very small kind of a garage, initiative project. Like they say that today, many of the startups have started in a garage. We actually started there, right there. The inspiration was to, looking at the markets outside, the inspiration was to really try and see if we can create an electric vehicle. We started this journey by electrifying a Maruti Alto. This was way back in 2018, where we became the first company in the country to convert a ICE vehicle into electric. And we also got a certificate from ARI, thereby creating a standardized mechanism of converting ICE vehicles to electric. So this is where we started. But while we started, we also realized that passenger car segment, which we started in, is not the most optimal segment as far as EV adoption is concerned. And that is where the current journey of Etrio started, by focusing on intra-city vehicles. And I'm going to showcase the story to you. So Anshul, if you can go to the next slide. Yeah, so essentially today as we stand, like I said, that the journey which began by electrifying a passenger car and becoming India's first company to get a certificate for creating a conversion. Retrofitment was what we pioneered, and retrofitment what we did for cars ranging from Alto, Wagoner and Desire. But going forward, we changed fundamentally our direction and focused on intra-city logistics to start with. And today we have emerged as a EV OEM, which not just converts vehicles into electric, but more importantly, we create new electric vehicles in three-wheelers and two-wheeler segment. And I'm going to present this story of this journey of Etrio in the last 3 years. Our vision from the beginning was to create a transformation, not just of the environment, because electric vehicles today, we all know, in the world which we stay, we know that electric vehicles is no more a luxury, it is a need of the hour, given the concerns we have around the environment. So this is to decarbonize the environment. We need electric vehicles on the road more so than ever. We also wanted to transform businesses, because especially in the country like India, things will not get adopted or implemented on the ground unless they make a business case, unless there is a strong business economics backing a product, an idea. There will not be a mass scale adoption. So we believe from the beginning that whatever we create has to on the ground create value for the end user. It could be a business or a dealership or a customer. So we wanted to do that. And third objective was to transform lives. And these lives are of the lives of the users who are using these vehicles. So on one side, we are freeing these customers, end customers, from the noise, pollution, and freeing them from the clutches of the geared mechanism, because electric vehicles are automatic. So we are looking at transforming the lives of these individuals, owners, fleet owners, business owners, in terms of giving them a new lease of life, also giving them enhanced comfort and convenience. Can you go next? So today, what you see today, this is our mission. Our mission is to become the leading EV player for intracity transportation, both across passenger and cargo. As you can see, the product range, we have the product range ranging from a electric bicycle, which is called Ashwa, to the Touro, which is our new electric three-wheeler products, and to a retrofitted four-wheeler, which is basically a Tata ACE, which we have been able to electrify. So these are the product range. This is the widest in the country. We have a product range which caters to different segments, different geographies, different applications, right from an individual to a micro entrepreneur to large businesses. So this is what we cover end to end. And this perhaps is the widest range of electric vehicles which any company has in the country. Can we go next? So I'll talk about Etrio's USPs. So with any initiatives, the first thing which comes to which is the critical factor is the team, which has created a product, an organization. So I'll talk about the team Etrio, how it is different, how it is unique, and what it is bringing to the table. We will then talk about the market potential, because we are looking at all of you who are there in this session would be keen to know, while we are talking about EVs, but do EVs really have a market potential as on date? While EVs is a buzzword, but does it really translate to volumes on the ground? Then we'll talk about the product design, the clientele we have, the technology and data centric approach we have, the partners which we have, our business model. And if time allows us, we can cover all of them, but I'll anyway skim through all these aspects. Let's go next, Anshu. Okay, so quickly, that's me without hair. So I started my journey in the auto industry. So I call myself, auto industry's child, because I played so many different roles in the auto industry. And starting from way back in 2003, when I started my career at Tata Motors as a GET. Fortunately, I got an opportunity to transition from technical role to a sales oriented role, and I was handling dealers for Tata Motors in different geographies like Mumbai, Bangalore, and Delhi, handling LCVs and SCVs there. This sales stint motivated me to go for an MBA. I did my MBA, 2-year full-time MBA in 2008 from IMC. In Calcutta, I got interested in finance, and that's where my career took a turn, and I became a banker post my MBA stint, and I worked with Axis Bank in the infrastructure domain. This is where the banking stint also motivated me to then get into entrepreneurship, and I created a venture which today is one of the leading channel management companies in the auto industry. Prashaste was co-founded by me in 2010-11, and Prashaste is an organization which works with leading auto companies, right from 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers, 4-wheelers, tractors, construction equipment, in helping the OEMs in driving their dealers and distributors, be it profitability of the dealerships, be it sales maximization, service excellence, customer centricity, and team management at the dealership level. So that's what I was doing for a good 10 years, working with the leadership teams at leading companies like Honda, Toyota, Tata, Mahindra, Escorts, TAFE, Bajaj, so on and so forth. And this is where I also got the inspiration for Etrio and became a part of the Etrio story and came in as the co-founder and CEO. Dr. Anjanelu, he is a veteran in the industry in terms of his experience in the mechanical engineering domain. He was heading the mechanical engineering department at the Florida State University, and has been mentor to various startups and has been the source of our inspiration to create Etrio here. And we go next. So you can look at the team. So as you can see that while we are young, we have got people who have a wide variety of experience with the leading OEMs across the country. These includes like companies like Reva, Tata, Mahindra, so on and so forth. So if you look at our product lead, Naveen has been a part of the EV ecosystem right from the early days of Reva. He was part of the Reva team and has been working for almost 15-20 years across the electric vehicle ecosystem. And if you see somebody like Viksit, who comes with a strong channel sales background, working with leaders like Bajaj and Piaggio. So we have collected, and the team is growing, the core team is growing as we speak. So we have got the best of the talent from different OEMs who have done this before and have been part of large organizations in driving change and business. Can we go next? So in a short span of just 3 years, we have been able to gain the trust of the leading e-commerce logistics players. As you can see, today we work with everyone in the e-commerce space, whether it's Amazon, Flipkart, IKEA, Zomato, Big Basket, so on and so forth, or the logistics players. So today, this success which we have got is a testimony to the fact that we have been able to build products which are robust, and more importantly, to provide after-sales service, because we believe that after-sales service is the key differentiator, especially in an industry like auto, where the product differentiation is less. The importance is how you can give a product life cycle experience to the customer, and we have been able to do it as a young auto auto EV organization and have been able to gain trust, and today have a phenomenal order book of around 2000 vehicles. I would delve a little deep into what does this 2000 mean. Can we go next? And we have also been showcased by leading media platforms across the country. We have been very fortunate that all the media houses have been very excited and have been very encouraging to us in terms of covering our journey, right from the early days when we converted a passenger car to today when we are launching our new electric three-wheeler. So this journey has been very well covered. And also simultaneously, I'm also happy to share that, all of us know that auto industry is a capex heavy business, and we have been fortunate enough to get the right investments at the right time. We have recently raised a Series A investment of $3 million, and also able to secure a working capital line from one of the leading banks in the country. So we are well covered. We are well fueled for our growth in the next few months, and are looking at growing further with fresh investments and bigger plans. Can we go next? Okay, so this is something which I know all of you would be very excited to look at. So this is the EV industry. The figures are a little, 1 year dated, FY19 and FY18. As you can see, where EV has been a buzzword for long, but where has the EV industries reached so far is very clear when you look at the table. FY19, we saw around 1.26 lakhs two-wheelers sold. And as you are aware, we as a country, we get around more than a 1 crore two-wheelers every year, new two-wheelers on the road every year. So what you see is close to 1% penetration of electric two-wheelers as compared to the total two-wheeler industry. Now let's come to the three-wheeler industry. You see a figure which is 6.3 lakhs in the FY19. So let me qualify this. 6.3 lakhs is not the data which comes from the RTO. These are informal figures. If you look at the formal registered electric three-wheelers, it will be around 1.2 to 1.5 lakhs. This is the big story. Three-wheeler is, according to me, is the biggest story for EV in the country, because the penetration of three-wheelers, electric vehicles as a percentage of the entire three-wheeler industry, if you just look at the registered numbers, it still will be around 20%. If you add the informal numbers, the electric three-wheeler industry would have overtaken the conventional three-wheeler industry. So that's the kind of traction or the revolution we are seeing in the three-wheeler industry. If we come to four-wheelers, this is where we started the passenger car segment. As you can see, while this was the sector which saw the first electric vehicle in the form of Reva, the numbers really haven't grown in the last 15 odd years. So it's still at 3,600 last year. Of course, now there is a little more traction with better products coming into the market. Commercial vehicles had not seen, and buses, due to the government push, it's around 1,400 buses were sold. So that's what you see in terms of the overall FY19 numbers. The key challenges, as we can see, whenever we look at a new industry, it's very important to understand the key challenges which are there in the sector. So first and foremost challenge is the range anxiety, because unlike an ICE vehicle, a typical EV doesn't have the convenience or comfort of just going and refueling at any point in time, anywhere. So that's one anxiety which the EV adopters had, and which was also a bottleneck in terms of more customers jumping onto the EV revolution. Second is the high upfront cost. EVs typically are more expensive than because you have the whole fuel for multiple years, incorporated into the product. So that's why they're expensive. So EV versus ICE, if you have to just think about, EVs are normal vehicles with the fuel also into the vehicle. Then there were issues around product reliability, early times where the product technology was also new. Lack of financing support, absence of resale value, standardization of resale value, lack of charging infrastructure. So these are the challenges which we need to understand. While many of these challenges have been overcome in the last 1.5 to 2 years, yet once we know what are the challenges, we are better equipped to handle them and overcome them. Can we go next? So this is a quick snapshot of what the future looks like. Future is definitely electric. The Bloomberg has done a study where it projects that India will have 30% of new vehicles as electric, while the Indian government and all of us who are there in the EV industry, we believe that perhaps we will reach it faster than next 20 years. We might take 10 years to reach this mark of 30%. And the key enablers for this revolution happening in this country is, for first and foremost, the government policy, whether it is the FAME policy by the central government or the state government policy. Second is the decarbonizing mandate of corporates. Today, I'm very happy and excited to share that leading organizations, whether it's e-commerce organizations like Amazon, Flipkart, or Big Basket, have taken strong commitment to electrify their fleet. This has become a reality on the ground, with many of them having a good percentage of their fleets into electric. Third is the EV TCO competitiveness. TCO is the important factor, which is called total cost of ownership. When we talk about EV, we definitely have to understand this total cost of ownership, which is the cost of ownership of the vehicle across the product life cycle. And we need to break it into two parts: the upfront cost of vehicle acquisition and the operating cost of running the vehicle. This is where the EVs are now finally fundamentally are able to compete with the diesel counterparts, because while the upfront cost is a little premium, but the operating cost gives enough savings for people to really look at EV as a viable option now. And of course, the fourth factor is the environment consciousness of the customers. Today, all of us, we know, staying in different cities, we know how environment has become a hazard, and we need to take our own steps to kind of contribute to this change. Can we go next? So this is rapidly, if you see, battery prices are lowering. 10 years back, 1 kilowatt hour battery pack would cost more than $1,000. Today, this has come down to under $200. So that's a huge change from a battery. Battery is a key component of the EV pricing. And we need to understand that battery prices are becoming lower and lower. On the other side, the ICE prices, the diesel prices are going up, spiraling upwards without any end. So you see two factors. One, the battery prices are going down to make EVs more competitive. Second is the diesel prices are going up, the BS6 prices are going up. So on the other side, you see the conventional fuel becoming more expensive and burning a hole in the pockets of the customer. And then the operating cost savings. So like we already spoke about, the more you run the EVs, the more you save. We will talk about this again in a little bit of time, but that's one big saving of the, can you just go back, Anshul? I just want to talk about the operating cost. So operating cost, let me just highlight. For every kilometer run, an EV would save 4 to 4.5 rupees or 5 rupees, depending on the vehicle. It would end up saving 4 rupees for the end user. So that's the phenomenal advantage which EVs would have. If you look at a three-wheeler, you would end up saving close to 2.5 rupees a kilometer. Because the maintenance goes down and the running cost is very less. The electricity cost is far lesser than the diesel cost. So on one side, you have lower maintenance of the vehicle because of very few moving parts in the electric vehicle as compared to diesel vehicle. On the other hand, you have the electricity being far more cheaper and viable than the diesel prices. Can you go next? Yeah, so we have spoken about this. I would just quickly jump. Can we go next? Yeah, so let me now highlight the three-wheeler industry. So this is a quick snapshot why we are talking about three-wheeler, because today, while we have the range of products right from two-wheeler, three-wheeler and four-wheeler, we are focused, our primary focus is on the three-wheeler and the product, the new electric vehicle product which we have launched in the three-wheeler category. So hence, we are looking at the three-wheeler industry in far more detail. If you look at the three-wheeler industry, the three-wheeler, as you can see these numbers, in FY20, India saw the sale of around 6.5 lakh units of three-wheelers across both diesel, CNG and other fuels. So that's the size of the conventional industry. And as you can see that the majority of this segment, industry is dominated by the passenger vehicles, whether it is passenger diesel or passenger CNG, and cargo contributes to around 20% of the whole industry. And we can see that the leaders like Bajaj, dominate the passenger market share, while Piaggio dominates the cargo market share. Can we go next? So this is an important slide. What we have done, tried to do is that today, if you look at the informal numbers of FY20 of electric three-wheelers, it would come to around 8 lakhs. The conventional market is around 6.4 lakhs. The total three-wheeler market is around 14.4 lakhs. When I say the informal market in three-wheelers, we have to understand there are two kinds of segments. One is the e-rickshaw segment. One is the e-auto segment. E-rickshaws we would have seen in geographies like North and East, where they have exploded suddenly across for the last mile transportation needs of a passenger. This market at many places is still informal, unstructured. And while the quality of the product is questionable, but the business case is strong and hence it has exploded. What we are expecting is that the EV market in three-wheelers will continue to grow, and post this COVID in a proper full year, it would definitely cross a 10 lakh unit. So what we are looking at is a market which is going to explode on one side with the demand created by the passenger needs and transportation in the last mile. On the other side, growing due to the cargo. I think we have a next slide. Can we go to the next slide? We'll talk about it in detail. Yeah. So key growth drivers, if you see, one is the cargo demand is exploding. The intra-city transportation. Today, many of the logistics players are looking at the electric vehicle as an option because operating cost has become a huge problem for them with diesel prices going up and the vehicle prices going up. So that's where you are looking at a cargo demand, which is around 1.2 lakhs units were sold of cargo last year. This number of units will first of all grow because of e-commerce boom. We know how in Corona, e-commerce sector is growing like nobody's business. It's expanding, and with that is the need for intra-city transportation, which in turn is leading to the demand for three-wheelers. Because earlier this intra-city transportation was dominated by four-wheelers, the small commercial vehicles, but now with the customers becoming more and more coming on to the e-commerce buying spree, and the vehicles needing to go to nook and corner of the cities or towns to deliver these products, the three-wheeler demand is going to grow much faster, and three-wheelers, especially the EVs, will be in demand. Passenger transportation, we have already spoken about the e-rickshaw business case, where today the e-rickshaw is dominant in many geographies, and tomorrow in places like South and West also these markets would open up, and we would see not just in e-rickshaw but also in e-auto the whole market opening up for passenger transportation through EVs. And price competitiveness, we already know BS6 has increased the prices, and the government subsidies we have already seen beyond the central government, the government of Delhi announcing very strong incentives. There is a 30,000 incentive on a three-wheeler given by the Delhi government, and similarly multiple other governments like Telangana and other governments are either waiving off the road tax and registration or are giving direct subsidies to the end customers. The other thing which we have to know is now the demand for the products is not just limited to e-rickshaw, it is going to the L5N, which is the e-auto category, and also to the lithium ion as the primary battery fuel instead of lead acid. So that's another trend which is happening. Can we go next? Okay, so here we are, very happy and proud to present Touro. It has taken us almost an year or so in terms of going from concept stage to a production stage. We today are happy to present our new electric vehicle brand called Touro. This is not an e-rickshaw, it's an e-auto. While it is available in both the variants, but our philosophy was that we wanted to build products which signify the strength and emulate the characteristics of a bull. This bull which you see is an inspiration, and the word Touro comes from the Spanish word called toro, which means the bull. And this product range emulates various characteristics like power, safety, relentlessness, focus, and strength of the bull. As you can see that there is a front wheel. Okay, coming to the Touro Mini specifications, you can look at, there is both a cargo variant as well as the passenger variant. We are present in both the variants. And you can see that the critical specifications are given. More importantly, what I want to stress upon this is we have not built an e-rickshaw. We have built an e-auto and scaled it down to a L3 or the e-rickshaw category. This vehicle is far superior to any of the L3s in the market in terms of structural strength, in terms of the kind of components which we have used. All the e-rickshaws in the market, whether in terms of their, the gauge of the material they have used to build the chassis or the body, or the kind of braking systems they use. For example, all the e-rickshaws in the country have mechanical braking systems. Yes, have mechanical braking systems. We have used hydraulic brakes in our e-rickshaws to make sure that this provides the safety and comfort to our customers. Similarly, if you look at the kind of payload it can carry and the warranty which we have given. So today our Touro comes with a warranty, the battery warranty of 3 years and 1 lakh kilometers. It's best in class. And we have variants across both lithium ion and lead acid. It comes with a passenger variant of D+4 certification. All these products have been certified. Can we go next? Yeah. So this is our Touro Max, where you have a certified range of 115 kilometers in the eco mode. In the drive mode, you will get around, in the boost mode, you'll get around 80-85 kilometers. The payload is 550 kgs. The lithium ion battery, which we are using in 7.68 kilowatt hour. And the motor has the power of 8 kilowatt, which is best in class. We have a gradient of 7 degrees, the max speed of 50 kilometers. The load body is up to 130 cubic feet to ensure that it serves your need of loading of different kind of volumetric needs. Again, coming to the warranty, we have the best in class warranty of 3 years and 1 lakh kilometers. This is the best in class, is better than the leading OEMs, which have recently launched their products. We are giving a 3-year, 1 lakh kilometers warranty on both battery and powertrain. Okay, so coming to the product design philosophy, we are looking at performance, safety, technology, comfort, and warranty. As I've already spoken about some things, I just want to touch upon a few key elements. One is the powertrain. Powertrain is the heart of an electric vehicle, and we have been able to build a very efficient powertrain which has the highest torque. Like I already said, that our motor is 8 kilowatt in the L5 category with a torque of 63 Newton meter, which is also best in class, which ensures that you get the longest range and robust gradability. We have safety embedded in the product in multiple levels, whether it is the component level safety of battery safety, as well as your controller safety, motor safety. We have put in safety standards. We have IP65 for the powertrain, which is a safety standard which we have been able to be compliant with. On the technology side, we today have the enablement of telematics device, which captures the data of the product and its components, whether it is the state of charge of the battery, whether it's odometer, speedometer, whether it is the current temperature of the battery cells or the different components. Everything we are able to track to ensure that we are doing remote diagnostics, proactive maintenance, and also having features which enable you to track the driver efficiency. So there are driver scorecards embedded into the telematics, and we have an Etrio app. We have come out with a telematics app called Etrio app, which is there, which you can access both on your mobile as well as on the web. Can we go next? So we have been able to pass the certification which we have got for a variety of our products, covers all these tests, whether it's water flood test, whether it is vehicle weighment test, gradient test, braking test, power test, range test, EMC, AMI test. So these are very rigorous tests across multiple dimensions of the product, and we have been able to successfully, clear these tests, and we have been able to validate our products by rigorously testing our products internally also. Can we go next? Yeah, so these are all different aspects of how technologically we are driving, our products in terms of design, in terms of battery design, in terms of powertrain design, in terms of vehicle integration and durability. Can we go next? Okay, so I now come to our first successful product, retrofitted e-SCV built on the Tata ACE product. This was certified last year and today is successfully running across the country, across 10 large organizations. This vehicle has proven its credentials in the e-commerce logistics ecosystem, running neck to neck with the diesel counterparts. Can we go next? This is our retrofitment process. This is a 5-step process of how we give a new lease of life to a polluting and an aging old vehicle by this scientifically structured 5-step process. Can we go next? So this is the spec sheet of the retrofitted e-LCV. It has a range of 120 kilometers certified, a payload of 700 kgs, battery of 20 kilowatt hour, motor 15 kilowatt rated power, 120 Newton meter torque. We have a 96 volt system, which is much higher than the standard 72 volt system. And again, here we provide the best in class warranty. We have built products to last. So here also you see this product has a warranty of 5 years and 1.3 lakh kilometers. Can we go next? Yeah, these are various elements of the product, how the product has been designed with respect to the safety, telematics, comfort, and design. Yeah, so this is the kind of, we have so many vehicles running. The average range on the ground has been around 100 kilometers with an average payload of 500 odd kgs. And this vehicle has been running super successfully across the country and has garnered the acceptance and appreciation of all the clients. So our philosophy of Etrio is that we don't want to be just an OEM. We want to go much beyond the skin, and that's what has resulted in the success which we have received, which we have achieved so far. We have a complete end-to-end customer support across different stages, whether it is the service support through a 24/7 support or the customized AMC, or the CRM support in terms of dedicated single point of contact which we have created for various clients, or the team, the way we train the teams or the drivers to use these vehicles, because EVs are new, so you need to orient the entire ecosystem. So it's not just about the product. You need to put in the charging infrastructure, you need to train the drivers, you need to train the operators. So we are doing the end-to-end support to the various clients. Okay, so now let me tell you two things. One, so far our retrofitted e-LCV has been running in the market for last 1 year. This was done directly by Etrio with the B2B clients, the clients which I showed you earlier. Today, we have come to you through the support of Franchiseindia in order to explain to you that we are now open to creating a partnership with dealers and set up a network across the country. Can we go to that slide, Anshu? Can we go to can you go behind once? So the idea now is that now with the new electric 3-wheelers with us, we want to now expand across the country and set up dealerships. We have already proved our mettle in the 4-wheeler space with the B2B segment. Now we want to enter the B2C segment with our range of 3-wheelers and 2-wheelers cycles by setting up dealerships across the country. So we believe that this is a great opportunity for any investor, any entrepreneur to set up, because the future is EV. There is a great amount of returns available to grow your business and build a brand and create a legacy. Can you come next? So what we are looking at in terms of the franchisee, we are looking at multi-unit partners. So our philosophy is very clear. We don't want to have multiple partners in one geography. We want our partners to have a fair amount of geographical area for them to expand and grow into large dealerships. We are firmly of the belief that we need to encourage our dealers to grow with us instead of fighting or being limited by a very small geography. We want to create that kind of exclusivity in terms of right without any co-dealer being there. So that's our fundamental one philosophy. Second is we want to ensure that we support our dealerships across the complete, right from the creation or establishing the market potential to creating demand, to setting up teams, to finally delivering a world-class or the best-in-class experience to the customers. We are looking at, of course, like a typical dealership, sales and service. We are looking at sales being the primary profitability driver of the business. We are looking at also providing gross margins of 5 to 8%, which are also best in the industry. which we want to ensure so as to make our dealerships understand that their profitability is our responsibility. So coming from a channel management background, I can tell you that profitability and viability of the dealership, especially in these times, is going to be one of our foremost concerns or one of our foremost objectives. What we are looking at in terms of the skill set, we want people who have experience. When we are looking at different kinds of profile of partners. Can you just go back, Anshul, once? Yeah, so we are looking at either people coming from the industry having experience in running dealerships across different segments of the auto industry. We are also looking at people who might not have auto industry background but are coming from a certain business background of having some experience with the retail segment where they have been interacting with the customers. And we are looking at financially secure and stable investors. The profile of the partners can come from anything, which could be existing auto dealers from non-EV segment or EV dealers from non-competing categories. So maybe if a two-wheeler EV dealer can come and set up the Touro dealerships for three-wheelers. And we are also open to new investors who are coming with some experience in retail. Can we go next? So what we are looking at in terms of capability is a business skill to run a productive, profitable, progressive business, a financial strength to invest in people and working capital and the business, somebody who is completely centered to the customer, because customers are going to be the most important focus, and we want our partners to be equally customer centric. We want people who can build good teams, because finally a capable, motivated team is the source of a happy customer. If the team is not capable or not motivated, you can never put a smile on the customer's face. We want people who have some kind of a market understanding of the geography they are looking at. We also want dealerships to partners to understand that we are a process oriented company, and we would be putting in place the standard processes and systems which are required to run a organized dealership. So our methodology is always process will drive results. Commitment, we want commitment and involvement. So we just don't want an investment. We want a commitment and involvement of our partners in terms of scaling up the EV. This might not mean that we want the partners to be hands-on. We want them to be engaged with the business. This could be through direct engagement or through regular reviews or monitoring of the business. So we want this commitment and involvement from the dealer partners. And last is forward looking, because this business is dynamic. The customer today is changing. So we want dealer principals or dealer partners who understand the changing needs of the customers, especially the EV customers. Can you go next? Yeah. So what are we going? At Etrio, we have a philosophy of first customer. So franchisee as our first customer philosophy. We don't look at dealers as agents. We look at dealers as our first customers, where what we are promising you is healthy margins, a robust product, complete training and hand-holding of the dealerships, support in terms of marketing, demand generation, setting up systems and processes, and also a promise to you that you will not just be somebody who would follow the instructions. You would be a part of the strategic think tank of the company, because you are going to be our eyes and ears on the ground, and we would value our dealers, our partners, strategic inputs coming to us in terms of framing either a product strategy or a marketing strategy or any kind of a process or implementation. Can we go next? I think we're running out of time. Can we go next, Anshul? Yeah. So quickly, just to give you, I think we would need a subsequent session where we will get into details of what is the kind of investment required and what are the kind of ROIs. What I can tell you is there are two models. We are looking at the main dealerships and outlets. What we are looking at is each franchisee partner looks at a particular geography and starts setting up the main outlet along with sub outlets in covering the entire geography. These are some of the numbers. I will not go into the numbers in detail, but just a ballpark, just to give you a sense. What we are looking at is an optimized dealership infrastructure on both sales and service side. We are looking at optimizing the initial investments in order to ensure that the dealer viability is driven. We are looking at a faster break even of under a year. We are looking at driving break evens for the dealerships. and driving a much bigger profitability of in excess of ROIs of around 30 to 40% from year 2 onwards. So our idea is first year is to just set up the presence and build a break-even model so that we can quickly ramp up the numbers from an initial first 6 months of 4 to 5 numbers to around 10 numbers. So we're looking at a first year volumes of around, of course, these numbers would change depending on the geography, depending on the setup. So that would need a deeper discussion in terms of defining how we are looking at profitability, how we are looking at the business growth in terms of numbers going from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, and what is the kind of ROIs will come. But just putting in place the basic framework is we are looking at a dealerships achieving break evens within the first 1 year and going to a profitability of 20 to 30% in the second year, and so on and so forth. So that's what we are looking at. We will give you detailed split in terms of what is the investment expected in terms of inventory, in terms of both new vehicle inventory as well as spare parts inventory, the equipments required, and what is the kind of other investments which are required. Can we jump? We'll come to this later. Can we jump? Yeah. So before I conclude, what we are looking at as an organization in the next financial year, we are looking at coming out with a new 4-wheeler truck, the work on which is already on. We are also looking at coming out with new variants of our 3-wheelers, whether it is the variants with higher payload, whether it is variants with longer range, whether it is variants with a completely new design, and of course swappable battery system. Today we have a fixed battery system. We are coming out with swappable battery system, and also we are looking at setting up a battery assembly plant next year and expanding our manufacturing capability from the existing 6,000 units a year capability to 20,000 units a year capability. Yeah, so this is our existing capability, which is where we have a factory at Hyderabad where we are assembling the vehicles, and we are ready. We have already introduced our Touros into the market. They are already doing their pilots with the leading B2B players, and we are looking very excited with excitement in terms of introducing these products to the B2C segment with the help of all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deepak ji. Thank you very much. It's a very elaborate presentation which has been shared. And let's start with a little bit of, because we have a limited time, so I think we need to cover a lot in terms of doing it. So your model at this stage you are presenting is a multi-unit model. Multi-unit would mean that there would be a one hub center and then about 3 different smaller centers. That's what the idea is, or one big one and 2 small ones, because the diagram actually showed that thing. So what is the structure which you're looking at, and is it the rollout going to be immediate, or you start with one big showroom and then as the business grows you will create other smaller centers? Say for example, let's take an example of a Raipur. So what would be the structure proposed for a city like Raipur?
So what we are looking at is we are looking at identifying clusters. So for example, I'm not so well aware of the Chhattisgarh geography, but I'm saying any particular location where, let's say you are looking at Raipur, and Raipur would have some adjoining tier 2 towns and cities. So we would look at this kind of a geography where we would expect the dealer who is giving this kind of a cluster, where we map out the market potential in terms of what is happening currently and what is the kind of numbers we want to get. Based on that, there would be a master dealership set up at the main city, and smaller e-outlets being set up at the smaller towns and cities, so that we have a geographical coverage covering the entire cluster.
That's very helpful. So if I do look at the master dealership, which is a full showroom, which is about 24 odd lakh rupees of inventory to begin with, that center kind of throughput, and also what is the market opportunity available do you think in that market should be there? Say, what is an opportunity which you see from a volume viewpoint would be there to set up a bigger center, and what kind of volume you will set for smaller center?
So what we would definitely look at is, if somebody is setting up a bigger center, we would definitely expect monthly volumes of in excess of 10. That's what we have planned it out, that we want to make sure that the dealer viability and our business growth is both balanced, and we are looking at at least a basic volume of 10 plus units a month for the first year.
and the revenues would be again triple S, which is sales, service, and spares. So all triple S model would be available.
Yeah, in the triple S model, just to qualify that, from an electric vehicle point of view, the advantage for the end customer is that the service cost is much lower. So obviously the dealer revenues from service would be lower than a typical dealership, but the sales revenues will be very promising, and that is where we are taking care of the profitability and driving it more through sales.
And when the vehicles of the other categories start coming in, which is swappable batteries, then might be other opportunities coming for some kind of a swapping points available in the city or some kind of, I think that would also link with the main dealership.
Yeah. So I think the swapping infrastructure is something which is planned for the future. Right now we are rolling out. In fact, as we speak, we are already, the vehicles are on the roads at some geographies. Now we are looking at setting up dealerships across the country, multiple geographies. We want to take up and set it up right away.
Okay, that's very helpful again. And now, is it any market, because you've done a very good job on the B2B side, and now you, I think, venturing into the B2C. And B2C is also about building equity in the brand, creating a last mile customer confidence, and a lot of other things are very, very important. So, well, B2B is very clearly about the right pricing, product, and B2B is tough. And if you've done really very well in B2B, I can compliment you that your product obviously would have stand out, so because B2B, the qualification is much more professional, and they bring in experts to really see why they want to buy you versus anything else available in the market. So it's a very, very competitive in that sense. So I should congratulate. But on a B2C side, it's very clearly consumer driven. And how do you really build a consumer brand, and how do you do that? And then you have other OEMs which are also getting there, and some would have a product ready, but they don't want to really bring it out because of their conventional technologies and conventional technologies investment riding. So they would sooner or later look at this company coming in, but they have huge brands. And here you building a new OEM brand, how difficult it is. And second, is there a markets which you would like to pick up and say, let's focus more on this and then go everywhere in the market?
I think, Gaurav, a very, very important question. I think this must be going through everybody's mind. So we are in a segment, whether it's three-wheelers or four-wheelers. Three-wheelers, let me talk about three-wheelers. We have the biggies in the market already there, whether it's the Mahindras or the Kinetic, or Piaggio has introduced something some time back. And so obviously the biggies are there. And where do we stand in terms of this kind of a market? So to answer this is, one, we definitely have a very sharp focus on certain geographies where we have already identified the market potential based on a extensive market survey which we have done in the last 6 months. We see these geographies are more towards the north and east of the country. Some geographies in south. So for example, we know that a place like UP, of course Delhi NCR is a no-brainer, but a place like UP has a huge potential. A place like Bihar, we hope that post the elections will also start picking up and will again get back to, and with the COVID kind of easing out, we will see volume. So we know that EV market in the country has already been well established in certain geographies where the customers know and accept the EV. The EV in the south, like the south and west of the country, is where the markets would open up now. Slowly, each of the governments are opening up these markets. So we see Kerala already there are some numbers happening there. And one more thing, Gaurav, is that what we will want to bring in uniquely as an OEM is our ability to work extremely closely the way we worked with B2B players. Like what you said, that B2B something is very difficult because these are very demanding customers. Each customer is very large, and they don't care if you make a mistake, you are out of the market. So we know what we have done successfully with B2B. We want to use the same approach and partner our dealers instead of looking at them as agents, as as an arm's length away. We want to be there on the ground. We want to focus. So that's why we want to focus on a few critical partners, and we want to grow them. So Raipur and grow it across, Lucknow, grow it across. So we want to focus on them, and that's our philosophy. We want to build large mega dealerships, brands.
And also the fleet owners and also people who run this, and I think there is a very different way of buying, and it is also they follow one structure. So a lot of activations, a lot of ground activations have to be done. And I also feel that the one has to go very strongly on cluster. So build stronger clusters in the markets where we can see this demand. We have very senior consultant who works who works with Franchiseindia, is also actually experienced person from auto industry, is asking a lot of questions. Amit Saxena.
I just
So,
want to add one
yeah.
thing. We've also secured our retail financing. So one important element of success in three-wheeler business is the retail financing. We've already tied up with Mahindra Finance along with Manappuram and other financiers. So we have already completed that part of the thing, and that's why we are here, that we are ready with the enablement of finance, because we know that B2C works on affordability as much as it works on the need. So affordability has to be created with the right financing happening for the vehicles, and the down payment, the affordability of the customers has to be seen. So we have done that, and we are today have those partnerships ready with us.
And that's what if you really see the success of e-rickshaw in certain markets was because of this, because the conventional financing was not available, and there was a lot of parallel financing really happened in those markets, so which encouraged people to really get into this, buying this and that. So they created, there's a lot of these local NBFCs and likes of them actually did their financing. Otherwise, in some markets, this was not available, and that was not able to really fit the growth. Very important point you've done. And financing is a very important aspect of overall auto business, but essentially in a commercial auto or any kind of commercial usage, I think financing becomes a very, very, very important part of it. So I'd like to invite now Sonia to pick up her questions, and we will also like to set up a particular date post Diwali where we will like to have, especially North of India, where markets are there, as you said, East, we would like to drive a very aggressive proportion and getting applications, and those applications will bring it to your office for you to review and take it. Maybe Amit can lead this whole initiative. Over to you, Sonia.
Thank you, Deepak. I'll take some questions quickly. And to add, EV definitely is the future, and we are currently at crossroads where electric vehicles are shaping the future of transportation, and because of various factors which you mentioned, including the robust financing ecosystem also which exists today. So quickly, Deepak, I wanted to pick my first question because your model is a master franchisee model where the investor is required to put in the investment in the outlet, which is the master outlet or the main dealership outlet, and also future outlets. So I wanted to maybe understand from the investment point of view. One is, is there a timeline to put these number of outlets? And if yes, typically, what is the timeline for a master franchisee to put this number of outlets over a period of time? One. Second, how are we defining the minimum throughput or the potential, of that city or a state? If that can be defined and maybe elaborated, because he needs to have the capacity to even reinvest in future, I would say, outlets in his geography.
So Sonia, just to tell you what we are looking at is very clearly, in terms of investments. We had shown a brief slide. But the idea is that we want to optimize the capex investments on the most necessary of things in terms of equipment, in terms of basic, showroom frontage and all that. The working capital investments also have been kept in the mind of, almost having around a month of inventory. So that's what we have put in. What we are looking at is like the moment the ramp up in terms of main outlet, main showroom and other outlets, we are looking at a period of, let's say, quarter for us to kind of first focus on the main outlet and, drive the volumes there. And then with that confidence, go in and start setting up the sub outlets across. So that's the kind of timeline. It could be, we are looking at a 3-month period, but if it's a little stretch, maybe it could be 4 to 5 months also.
Okay, and is there a minimum number of rollout which your master dealer needs to achieve?
Yeah, so that is where we want to make sure that from like T equal to 0 from setting up, we definitely want to go to 10 units within the first 4 to 6 months.
Sure. Another question which I wanted to also add, we did talk about maybe the operating expenses the initial capex which is deployed. I also wanted to understand on the operating expenses, which is typically, what rentals ideally, what kind of locations, what kind of manpower is required at the head, which is the main outlet, and the sub outlet, which are the smaller ones. And typically, if you can elaborate a little bit on the broadly on the operating expenses for an outlet.
Okay, so let's look at the sales organization. On the sales organization, let's say if we are looking at 10 numbers, basic 10 numbers for a particular location. For doing these 10 numbers, we would expect the dealer to appoint 3 sales executives. Obviously, our productivity metric for good productivity will be around 4 to 5 vehicles a consultant, a sales executive. But to start with, you'll have to have one additional so that we can start working with 3 sales executives led by a team leader or a manager. So that's the sales structure. We will definitely need a retail finance guy who would also drive these cases with the liaisoning with the financiers, with approved financiers. So that's the typical basic sales organization. The service organization will also have a technician and along with the team leader these guys will be trained by us. So this is the basic structure which we are looking at along with the support staff. And maybe as we grow, we will have a spare parts person. So we are looking at a smaller structure and growing then step by step with the volumes growing up.
Sure. Deepak, while did we saw you taking us through the slides which talked about the overall industry market and the landscape. Would you want to still point out which are the priority markets for your company? One, and also maybe your current presence, which states and typical what kind of volumes are we doing? If that example can be also given to us.
Yeah, so we have just launched our products towards the end of last month, and they are today in the B2B ecosystem. November is the first proper month of sales, so we have just started the process. I would be happy to kind of disclose the numbers towards the end of the month, but we definitely are looking at a sizable number of around 50 plus. So we are looking at that number since we on the B2B side we are already well secured and we have order books there. Coming to the other question of priority markets, which I think Gaurav was also asking. So our head office is in Hyderabad. While we are focused on the north and east markets, where like we have already a setup and a team established in Delhi. So we already have a Delhi team which is looking at north and east markets. We also, so when I say north and east, you can count states like Delhi, NCR. We can count like UP as a state. You can count Bihar as a state. You can look at state capitals like Jaipur and other places. And you similarly can look at east, like Kolkata could be a place. Coming to south, we are now, because now with different state governments coming out with policy, we already are looking at, Telangana has launched a policy. We were looking at establishing definitely in Andhra, Telangana, some dealerships. Karnataka, Bangalore, we have already activated our presence because our B2B ecosystem is already active there with a large number of e-commerce logistics players there. So Bangalore, we are already active. So that's the kind of spread we have across south and north and east of the country.
Okay, and Deepak, one last question before I let you go is on the marketing. Because you're entering these markets and these are comparatively or new markets. Is there any go-to-market support which you're offering to a franchisee at the time of launch or ongoing?
Yeah. So we have definitely factored in some kind of a marketing budget for each of the dealerships. We'll be working with them very closely in terms of BTL and ATL activation. And we've already tied up with digital marketing agencies. We've tied up with marketing agencies. We've tied up with a PR agency. So we will be using across media activation as we enter each state. We will be entering. And not to forget, I was talking about north and east. Not to forget, Mumbai, Pune also happens to be a key cluster for us. So that is also one area, one geography we want to explore.
Okay. Now, will conversion also be a part of the business because you are fundamentally a EV conversion company? So will conversion become a part of the business for any of the dealers, or these are separate businesses?
So Sonia, fundamentally now we are a new electric vehicle company. We also do, we started with conversion, but now our focus is firmly on the new electric vehicles. Conversions will continue. Today, these conversion vehicles are, for example, let me just could quickly quote an example of our retrofitted e-LCV. This is priced around 7.75 lakhs, the retrofitted e-LCV. So we are looking at perhaps there will be some demand from the B2C space, but we primarily see demand coming from a B2B space for this product, and that's what is already happening. We are already selling and leasing out these products to the B2B space. What we are looking at is maybe in certain capital cities, like certain select metros, we would definitely offer the retrofitted vehicles also, like especially the retrofitted e-LCV. But going forward, the bigger plan is to come out with a new electric vehicle in the four-wheeler space, which will become available to all the partners across the country.
Okay, great. Very helpful, Deepak. And for all our friends, I do see some questions, and I think from Amit Saxena, we can request all our viewers who want to get connected with Deepak to write to us, and we'll take all your queries maybe one-to-one on a date that we can schedule Deepak with you in the coming week as per your availability. And we'll try and shortlist anything specific if you want to announce to the people, maybe their profiles, location, information on their background. If you want to announce, we can take that now and confirm a date to pick all these discussions one-to-one with you.
So if we can do 20th, Deepak, how does the date sound?
Perfect.
So 20th, what we do is we'll put a big focus on North India. We'll put focus first, a level of big focus on North India, and then also where Hyderabad you're based. So we will also try to do Telangana, Andhra.
Yeah, Telangana, Andhra would be great.
So we will do that.
I would say North and Telangana, Andhra, and maybe Karnataka also.
Sure. So we'll put all the big focus while the inquiries are coming from all over. So we will see and validate inquiries, but this would become very big focus for us. And 20th, we will take a date, and 20th, we will try to organize the first discovery.
Gaurav, I was just thinking that today, what areas we have not been able to cover, like, one is I definitely want to share what is the total cost of ownership of our three-wheelers as compared to a typical diesel or a vehicle. So that we will cover so that the business case for the end customer is very clear to all the participants, because there is a great potential there. How does it pan out in terms of savings? For example, we believe our vehicle will have 70,000 savings a year for the end customer. We will establish that. That is one. Second is clearly on the ROI model, which we can be showcased in terms of all the expenses. What Sonia was asking, we can build a clear model in terms of. Third is the indicative pricing. So pricing also can be shared. Although our products are under FAME approvals, we have applied for the FAME subsidies which are going to come in. So there will be a revision, but we can give them a sense on terms of what is going to be the pricing.
Absolutely, and that's where we should really approach the business, and that's why one-on-one discussion would make a lot of sense, because each market would play unique. The throughput would be unique, the kind of capability, launch planning, because early partners are actually kind of co-founders. That they work with you to build those markets, and that's something which we want to really organize some one-on-one. So you have a great team, a great company. Franchiseindia is a big belief on what you're creating, and I think you are the future. And we'll work and put our best commitment to take the opportunity ahead. So thank you very much, Deepak. Thanks for being part of the presentation. Over to you, Archana, for our Diwali offers.
So thank you so much, Deepak, for sparing time today for the webinar. We'll come back to you. Now we invite our first brand under business buying festival for Diwali offer, and we invite Mr. Manish Kotak, who is representing brand from Bombay, German Laundry and premium dry cleaning brand. Thank you so much, Manish, for joining in. We are ready for your presentation.
Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Manish. Over to you. You can share your screen.
Yeah, just all. So, facing some issue. Just all right.
Yes, Manish, if you can see. If we can just go for full screen.
Yeah, please.
Sure.
It's now visible?
Yes. Thank you so much, Manish.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, basically the general laundry is an organized sector of in a laundry business, and we have started in the month of October 2011 with a one store at Mahi. I can just show you. Uh, in 2001, we have started this general laundry and basic. Just hold. Can you hear me? I am not able to. Can you hear me?
Manish, we can hear you and we can see your PPT also.
Just hold. Okay, I am seeing some disturbance here. Sorry. Yeah, so the journey started in 2011, and as an vision, we have started a brand General Laundry, uh, where the vision was to grow organically.
Manish, you are on mute now. We can't hear you. You want to log in again? Uh, you are on mute, Manish. Manish, you want to log in again? I think you are facing some problem.
Just hold, just hold. Just hold.
By the time Manish joins in, now we invite our second brand offering Diwali offer to each one of you, and we invite Sai Ram Pratap from Farmer's Bed, the brand which comes from Chennai. Talking about this great brand, Pratap will definitely share the Diwali offer with us. Over to you, Sai. Hi, Sai. If you can just unmute yourself and you can present your presentation. I think Manish is facing problem. By the time he joins, we can start with you.
Yeah, hi. Hello,
Hi.
everyone. I'll start sharing my screen. Hi, this is Sairam. I'm from the Farmer's Best. It's basically an organic supermarket. We provide all range of organic foods and natural foods to the organic lovers, and that too we provide in a very affordable prices. Like if you can compare with any market, if you can compare with any other market brands or any other organic products, it'll be minimum 30%, 35% off than the conventional, other organic foods. At the same time, most of our products comes from the farmers, places and farmers groups and all FPOs, farmer producer organizations. So we are paying very fair price to the farmers as well. So we are avoiding all the middlemen in between the farmers and the consumers, so that people can procure directly from a store or online, so very much easily. And not only few farmer produce, so we are working with lot of eco-friendly natural product brands. Around 30-35 brands are working now. Not only food, you can give a very eco-friendly and natural floor cleaners, detergents, dishwashers, and so almost all home requirements can be fulfilled by this store. So we started our journey on 2014, as basically I own an IT company. I came from IT background. So pure passion about farming and all. I started doing the farming. I have around 100 acres of land in my hometown. So we started doing farming, and very easy to understand what is organic and how, how to cultivate and all. But the more we are cultivating, we start facing the problems like unable to market it, and we are not getting the right price, which even if it is organic, so you can't sell it to the mandis, as you will not get the proper price there, and you cannot sell it to the consumer directly where there isn't any proper platform available. So I travel more than a lakh kilometers in last 6 to 8 states to understand what exactly happening in the farmer's place and in that area. So with that of knowledge and interactions with a lot of farmer groups and all, we thought there is a lot of gap between the farmers and the consumers. So if we can come up with a proper platform where we can easily reach farmers produce to the consumers, it will be a very good. So we tried in 2016 through selling everything through social media. We started with the fruits, and slowly we added some millets and pulses like that, and we got very good response. Within 2 years we started our first e-commerce app in Hyderabad. Since 2018 we launched our app. Since then we are doing very good. Last 2 years, like, we got more than 10,000 customers, and our order ratio also around 66 to 67% of repeated customers we have. So now recently in 2020 we thought of reaching more nearer to the consumers. So we started our own retail store in Kokatpalli, Hyderabad, and which is since first month itself it is doing very profitable business. We haven't, even COVID situations, or we never faced any issues. We are very profitable there. So recently in August, our first franchise store started in Manikonda, Hyderabad itself. It's a very big store. It's 2,600 square feet store, where we are opening organic cold pressed juices, organic salads and ice creams. So in that place itself, a small sit-out area, like shop-in-shop model, small kiosk is available in the same store. So this is our nature of work, which I'm already explained you. We work with the farmers directly. And not only working with them, we help them to. We are converting a lot of new farmers into organic as well. So we'll give them, we'll educate them. We make sure they are doing the right things in that process. And not only harvesting, post harvesting, handling the product also very important in organic. So in every in that manner we are working with the farmers to make sure we are delivering the right product to the consumers. And as I said, ours is one-stop destination for all our organic needs. So market, as we know, farmers also, a lot of new farmers, a lot of new educated people are coming into organic farming now. So everybody wants to do organic farming. The more, and even government and public interest also rising towards it. So we are getting a lot of new requests. Lot of recently last week we got a call from US. They have some farms nearby Hyderabad, so they wanted to do organic farming. So they're giving us like a contract and all. Lot of few people are coming into it. So awareness is going on. And after COVID, we all know health awareness is like anything now. People are spending a lot of money on health awareness, and we all know prevention is better than cure. So if you are eating right food, at right time, will give you a lot of health benefits. Even for children, not only education, giving them the right health is also very important. So spending on health is also very important now. And as we said, our main motto is to bring organic product to the middle class and lower middle class range, which is affordable. So if anybody can able to afford the price and can convert into the organic. As per a new USDA research, more than 30% people are converting into organic in next coming 2 years. So it's a very good opportunity now. There isn't any proper market leader. It's right time to invest in this type of organic products. So why Farmers Best? Farmers Best, like we are growing very rapidly. As I said, since last 2 years, our growth is in a different. Not only 2 stores, we already signed up for 3 more stores. Most probably by Pongal, January or first quarter of next year, we are going to open all of 3 stores as well. And it's a very affordable price. And we don't treat everybody as our franchisee, or we treat them like a partner. So whom we can work with them, who sells our product to the consumers directly, as we are not keeping any hidden charges or anything. So we can work with as a partners, we can take this product to the consumers. And we have a very robust supply, especially in South India. Not only South India, western parts of India also, we started working towards it. Almost 6 to 7 states, we have a very good network and supply chain. Lot of new people are coming in, farmers are coming into it. Lot of new products we are bringing, and we are investing a lot of money on R&D as well, to bring a lot of new organic products into the market, where there are a lot of gaps in in the market. So we're covering almost all the gaps by end of 2021. So how to establish? First, you need to identify the location. Location is the most important, as it's a retail store. So if we can identify the location, you can sign up, and paperwork will be finished. Then you need to hand out to the company, or if you want to, if you have any team which does the makeover, and we'll try to help you and give you the design. You can make over the shop as per the designs and all, and we'll give you software support, technical supports, and knowledge of organic. So what is what customers says, how to answer them. Most important factor in this type of retail stores is trust between the consumer and the store. If you can achieve that trust, minimum 400 to 500 people itself can give you a lot of sale, because any customer can procure around minimum 2,000 to 4,000 rupees per month for their home needs. If 400 people can procure of your 4,000 rupees, so you will get 16 lakh rupees of sale very much easily. So that's the as simple as it. And secondly, will educate you how to handle the customer, how to explain them why it's organic, why it is that extra cost which they're paying, how it's going to help them out. So all those areas will help you how to handle it. Not only starting time, will be with you whenever many new products are coming, whenever if anything is not going right at the store, we'll be with you and we'll make sure you're doing the right thing. And recently we launched a few more outlets, as I'm getting a lot of requests from small towns also. Small towns cannot afford bigger stores, so we came up with the small stores where if they want to add vegetables and fruits, they can add. Without vegetables and fruits also, they can keep a store for all the grocery items and children's snacks and bakery items. All types of organic foods we can accommodate. So our first model is starting from 500 square feet, where your investment would be around 15 lakhs below. So which will give you a lot of advantage. A lot of people can invest it very easily. 15 lakhs earning 50,000 per month is very easy. So within first 2-3 months itself, it's not like you need to wait for a lot of time to get your investments back. But in this model, you're not only shop investment is your investment. Other than that, any other product which you're going to keep at the store is not going to, you don't have to worry about it, because we'll replace any product expired or damaged or anything. So so hardly you'll invest 4-5 lakhs. If you can earn 40,000-50,000 rupees within 1 year, you can get your entrance back. So that much easily you can get returns in the small these organic store. So we have bigger models also, where you can have a multiple kiosk and food food place, like where people can come and have some juice, cold pressed juice, or some salad of green. We are coming with a very new model here. Microgreens we are cultivating in store itself with the help of hydroponics. So in store there will be a microgreens. If anybody visits the store, they can plug there, and our people make the salad and they can eat there and they can go comfortably. So like that we are working. As I said, once everything is this thing done, company will take care about your geographical right, which will allocate to the franchisee, and whatever sales comes and that particular area in online also will give it to you. And all goods and commodities will be supplied by the company. You need not to worry about any product availability or supply chain. You just need to concentrate on store, how to convince customer to sell the product. That's it, right? Everything else about marketing also nearby store you need to handle, like pamphlets and no parking boards, that very near, 3-4 kilometers radius of marketing you just need to handle. Rest we will take care. And other than these things, you just need to handle the store advances, rents, power bills, or staff salaries. It's a FOFO model basically. These are the products we have. We have all range of grocery. We are adding even a lot more products into it now. Recently, we came up with the multiple types of cheeses, and recently we launched a Tetra pack of organic milk, USDA certified organic milk. So not only fresh milk, you can have a Tetra pack product also. So overall, franchise earning would be around 22 to 40% on purchase price of the product, and every product will get expiry, will give you returns on expiries. So you need not to worry about expiry products also. Only vegetables and fruits you need to handle carefully. That will guide you how to handle the product. These are our upcoming products. Most probably within 3-4 months, one by one, we're launching these products. A lot of breads and cookies, ready to eat products, like even you can have a biryani, organic biryani without any preservatives and all. So like that we are working on. And we have other model of master franchisee. This is like a state of master franchisee where 6 lakhs is the initial amount, and contract period is 5 years. So you should open a store there itself. One single store can be opened in that state. Rest, whenever any store is opening, you will handle the stock supply and very small marketing things, and will share you margin on the their purchase prices also. Whenever they procure 1 lakh rupees, we'll give you 5,000 rupees on that. So whenever any new franchisee comes from the master franchisee, will give you master franchisee fee as well. So if you're investing some 60 lakh, if you can able to open some 25 to 30 stores in next 2-3 years, you can get more than double of your investments very much easily. And it's a small example how returns will come down if you can open 10 stores. So how much time you're going to easily how to return the product, like money. So if you can open 10 stores, your money will come within 2.5 to 3 years time. If you can open 20 stores in next 2 years, within 1.5 year, you can get your returns comfortably. So it's as simple as that. Not only stores opening, as we are coming up with the online supermarket model also, organic online supermarket model. So you can handle the online sales in that particular territory. So you will get a lot of volumes in that model. You need not to invest much on the storefront, and you can handle the online presence completely. So master franchisee should have a godown and a cold storage for the vegetables and fruits to keep it available for the supply, and for their minimum salaries, hardly 2 to 3 employees is enough to handle all the godown and cold storage and supply chain. And as I said, that specific states marketing and promotions will be shared with the master franchisee. So we'll share some part of the money, and the master franchisee has to bond some part of the marketing and all. We both can work together and make sure we're doing the right promotional and marketing things. This is our first store. And this is our second store, which is opened in Manikunda recently. And this store is doing very good. In this Diwali, we are coming up with the offer. If anybody can able to close deal by Diwali, if anyone interested, please contact Franchiseindia, as we are giving very good discounts, 30% on franchise fee and 50% on master franchisee. So whoever closes the deal in this Diwali, before Diwali and all, we can have this offer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sai, for sharing your franchise model as well as Diwali offer with each and every participant who have joined us today.
Thank you.
Our best wishes to you and happy Diwali in advance.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Take care. So thank you so much, all the dear participants who have joined us today. We really appreciate the effort put in by each one of you. You can connect with Franchiseindia team at our respective business hotline number, which is 97176-83838. That's the number where we invite all your suggestions, feedback, and queries. You can also join us and get in touch with us at our social handles. That's the information on your screen. The recorded version of all the previously done webinars and summits, they are available at the Facebook page of Franchiseindia Brands Limited. Go under video section and you can watch all the webinars done by us. You can connect with management team of Franchiseindia at their respective LinkedIn IDs. And tomorrow we are inviting you for a brand which is operational with 200 plus stores. The brand which is representing lifestyle store, Wellness Forever. Yes, that's the brand we are presenting you tomorrow under our Business Opportunity HI webinar series 164th edition. And the entire team of that particular brand, Wellness brand, is coming and digitally interacting with you. So please do not miss this chance. They are looking out their expansion in the entire Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Goa region. Join us for this particular webinar sharp at 12 p.m. at the same business hotline number. You'll get a registration link from our side. So thank you once again for joining in today. Look forward to have you tomorrow for the great brand. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy.